Hello student, I am your physics mentor Nitesh Kumar and you are watching Drona Academy e-learning series. Today I am going to discuss lens. What is lens student? A piece of transparent medium bonded by at least one spherical surface is called lens. Okay, here definition is written. It's a pieces of transparent medium and bonded by at least one spherical surface. This is a very important student. If a medium is not bounded by the spherical surface, it means that not called lens. Okay, so at least one surface have to be spherical. Okay students, now here we will discuss two type of lens. Okay, from 8th class onwards we already know these things. So lens, there is a two type of lens. One is convex, second one is concave. Okay student, now we are dividing convex lens also in three category. Okay, look at this here, this one, and this is called the double convex. Okay, now this one surface is plane and another surface is convex. This is called plano. Plano-convex lens. This one is also lens. Okay student, now like this, here one surface is concave, another surface is convex, so we can say it's a concavo-convex. Similarly, we are dividing the concave lens also in three parts. First one is, this is called double concave. Okay student, one surface is plane, another surface is concave, so we can say it's a plano concave. Is it or not? And now similarly one surface is convex, so here we are writing, this one is called convexo concave. Okay students, so these are the three categories of lens. Okay, first we are dividing lens in two category, convex and concave. Okay, now here the concave, we are dividing the concave in three category. First one is double convex, convex in three category, double convex, plano convex and concavo convex. Okay, now here this one is double concave, plano concave and convexo concave. Okay students, by the way, here in 10th class CBSE syllabus I am just going to discuss double convex and double concave. Okay students, and generally here in 10th class you will get a question there, it's a biconcave or biconvex. It means radius. Look at this, biconcave and convex. Like here I am writing the biconvex, biconvex and biconcave. Try to understand. What is this students? Look at this. These two are the spherical surface. I am assuming this one is the radius of curvature of this surface is R1 and this one is R2. Here in bi case R1 is equal to R2. Okay, and here also again this one, this side spherical surface radius of curvature is R1 and here the radius of curvature of this surface is R2, or in this case also R1 is equal to R2. Okay, so in our 10th class syllabus we having a biconcave and biconvex. Okay students, later on in 12th class we are discussing these things in very detail, but here I am just giving you the intro part. Okay, and we'll see the image formation. Okay, so now student, some basic terms associated with this lens. Okay, so first I am going to discuss. For discussing this terms, I am drawing a diagram. Here, look at this, student. Two spherical surface. Okay, student. Now look at this here, this part. This is what? Here it's a convex lens. This part, students. I am drawing it with the red color. This is what? Convex lens. And here look at this one. Because we know that our lens is a part of sphere, and this is this lens is called concave lens. Okay, students. Now I am going to here explain what is the meaning of these words. So look at this, student. What is center of curvature? This one, C1 and C2. I am drawing here some virtual lines for explaining these words. And this one is again C1 and this one is the C2. Okay, student. So here look at this one is the C2 and this one is the C1, because we are assuming this is the first surface and this one is the second surface. Try to understand, student. Here this surface is S1 and this surface is S2. Sorry, S2. Which surface is called first surface? Look at this. If ray is coming from this side, first it will fall on this surface, or first it will strike with this surface. That's why, students, it's called first surface. And here then after refracting through this lens, it will go, or it will here pass and strike with the S2 surface. Okay, student. So now you understand which one is called S1 and which one is called the S2 surface. Similarly, look at this surface. This is the part of this sphere. This surface, this spherical surface, is actually part of this sphere, and center of this one is this one, and here center of this one is C2. Similarly here. Okay, so now, student, here what is center of curvature? This two is called center of curvature. We are denoting it with the COC. Okay, similarly here, student, center of curvature of this lens is this 2, and we are denoting it again by the COC, center of curvature. I suppose you understand. Okay, second word is radius of curvature. We'll discuss here what is radius of curvature. This radius, student, this radius. Okay, these are the here, this radius. I am talking about this radius. This is called the R2 radius, and this one is the R1 radius. Similarly here, student, this is the R1 radius, this distance, and radius of this sphere, first sphere, and here it's a R2. Now you understand, in this convex lens, this is the first sphere. This one is the first sphere and this one is the second sphere. And here this one is the first sphere and this one is the second sphere. So what is radius of curvature? Radius of spherical surface, or radius of sphere. Okay. Now principal axis, this one, student. Here the C2, C1, the line joining these 2 points, this one, this dotted line is a principal axis. Here, students, this dotted line, again it's a C1 and C2. These two lines is called here principal axis. Optical center. What is optical center, student? If light is passing, first I have to check. No, it's not working. What is optical center here, students? Because in a one diagram I am explaining the too many things, that's why I am using different color. So look at this. If light is passing from a lens and it's going without deviated, okay, here this is the incident light and the refracted, this one is the incident. Look at this blue light. The incident light and refracted light both are parallel to each other, actually deviation phenomena is happening. But if light is passing through the optical center, here we are denoting it with the P, sometimes it's with the O. So here I am writing here this P point is the optical center. Similarly here this point, if light will pass from this point, it will go without deviated, or you can say the incident ray is parallel to refracted ray. Okay, then it's called the optical center. Here look at this, it's going in the same direction, it's not deviating from the path, it means it's a optical center. In actual life it's little bit tilted, the direction is same, but little bit it will little bit go away. But in 10th class we are assuming it's a very thin lens. Okay, so that's why we are neglecting that shift. Actually it's shifted, little bit shifted here, but we are neglecting these things here in our 10th class. In 10th class what we are assuming, here this ray is going without deviated, but when actually you will deal with the lens, then you will find this rays is little bit shifted but parallel, it means direction is same. Okay student, now comes to the next topic. I suppose you all understand this meaning of three words. Okay, these are very important students, and I am going to use these three words very frequently in this topic. Okay, comes to the next. Okay student, now principal foci and focal length. Look at this, there is a two type of focus point or focal length in lens. So here like I am considering first type of focus and focal length, and we are denoting it with the f1. What is here f1? Look at this, I am considering again both the cases. One case is for convex lens and second case for concave. Okay students, so what is this first focal length and first focus point? We are denoting the first focus point by capital F1 and focal length by small f1. Okay, so this is the point actually situated on this principal axis. From that point, if ray will come after refracting through the lens, it will be parallel to principal axis. In the case of convex lens, this point is called focus point, first focus point, and here this is the P point, optical center, and distance between the optical center and first focus point is called f1. Okay student, now here in the case of concave lens, here ray is coming towards this focus point, this one f1. After refracting through the concave lens, it will be parallel to principal axis. Try to understand. So this focus point is called first focus point, and the distance between this pole and this first focus point is f1, that is called the first focal length. There is a two type of focal length, first focal length and second focal length. Okay, so note down this, this is called the first focus length. Okay, now I am going to discuss the second focus length. These terms are important, student. Now second focal length, and we are denoting it with the f2. Now first I am going to consider it for the convex. I am assuming this one is the convex lens. and here I am assuming, going to assume a concave lens. Try to understand. Look at this. Now in this case, ray coming parallel to principal axis, and we know that the ray coming parallel to principal axis, after refracting through the convex lens, it will meet at the focus, or it will converge at the focus, and because of this converging property, this lens is called converging lens, is it or not? So ray coming parallel to principal axis, after refracting through the convex lens, it will converge at a point that is called the second focus. Try to understand. Similarly here, a ray coming parallel to principal axis, after refracting through concave lens, what will happen? It will diverge. It will diverge. Is it or not, a student? Look at this. Okay, so it will diverge. Now it's looking like, if our observer is observing from this side, then what that observer will observe? This diverged light is actually coming from this point. So this is the second focus, and distance between pole and optical center, or optical center, distance between optical center and second focus is second focal length. Similarly here we can write, this one is the optical center and we are denoting it with the P here. So this one is again F2. I suppose you all understand the first focal length, second focus length. So second focal length. Okay student, note down this. These terms are very important. Okay students, now I am going to discuss here rules for image formation by ray diagrams. Here in this chapter we are going to draw a ray diagram, how our concave and convex lens is forming image. For that, these are the supporting rules. So using these rules we are going to draw the ray diagram. Okay, so first is what? When light ray incident parallel to principal axis. Look at this. So I am considering both the cases. First case here, in this case I am taking this lens is convex. Okay, it's very small, that's why I am not writing. Suppose it's visible or not. Look at this. Okay, so convex, and here I am considering a concave. Okay, now here it's a principal axis and this one is a principal axis for this lens. Now what is given? When light ray incident parallel to principal axis. Look at this. This ray light is incident here on this lens parallel to principal axis. What will happen? After refracting through this lens, it will converge at a point where? Focus point. Okay, similarly ray coming parallel to principal axis, in this case what will happen? It will go away, or you can say diverging case. This is diverging case, ray will diverge and it's looking like this ray is coming from this point. Okay student, so here this is the ray diagram for this first rule. This is the first rule. Now here I am going to discuss the second rule. When light ray incident from focus. By the way, on explanation of first focal length and second focal length, we already discussed these things, but note down these things students. So here I am assuming this is the focus point. So when light ray incident from focus, look at this. Now what will happen? It will be parallel to principal axis. Okay, similarly here student, if you are drawing the concave lens case, on that case, look at this. Ray is actually incident, or here incident towards or from. Here in this case it's towards the focus. What will happen? We already know it will be parallel to principal axis. Is it or not? And this is the focus point. Okay, so draw the ray diagram, student. Now the third case. Using these rules, we are going to draw a ray diagram for all the cases. That's why these rules are very important. When light ray incident, this is our third rule. When light ray incident on the pole, or you can write here optical center, OC. I'm writing. We are denoting it with the P. So look at this. So here, if we having a convex lens or concave lens, I'm considering, that's why both the cases, okay, because we are going to draw the ray diagrams for concave and convex. So look at this, students. If our ray here is passing from here, if this one is the pole, and if ray is passing from this optical center, sorry, not pole, optical center, now what will happen? It will go without deviated. From here also, if ray light is passing from the optical center, we are denoting it with the P, it will go without deviated. Okay, student? So you can write, when ray light incident on optical center, it will go without deviated. You can write, it will go without deviated. Or here deviation phenomena is not happening. Okay, students. Now image formation by the convex lens in different cases. So I am going to discuss the different case. Here this one is the case 1. This is our case 1. Object is at infinity. So look at this, students. I will consider the two cases first. If our object is, so this one is our convex, okay, this one is our convex lens. So this one is our convex lens. Now how this convex lens will form image? Look at this. If our object is at infinity, it means very far from this lens, and if ray light is coming from very far, what is happening? It's parallel to principal axis. We are knowing that if it is parallel to principal axis, it will converge at the one point. This is the focus point. Okay, we already discussed. So here ray coming parallel to principal axis is actually converging at the focus point. It means in this case where image will form? At focus. Okay, student. Now okay, next case I will consider. What is the property? Sorry. Now we are going to discuss what are the properties of this image. So that image is very far, but look at this. Here we are getting a points is very small or diminished image. Actually rays lights are cutting each other. It means this is the case of real image. Okay. And where it's forming? At the focus point. So what we can write, if our object is at infinity or very far from our lens, the image will form at focus, real, inverted and very small in size, or you can say the diminished image you will get here. Okay, student, note down this. Second case, case number 3. Object at distance twice of the focal length. One case is missing here, student. So now I am going to discuss first second case. So second case is what? If object at beyond 2f, it means, okay, if object is at beyond 2f. So look at this, student. If our object is beyond 2f, this one is the pole, here this one is the F, this one is the 2F. Similarly, we can write this side F and here it's a 2F. Student, please don't write in the lens case, this is the convex lens. Okay, so here please don't write center of curvature, it's technically wrong. Few students used to write like F, C, so don't write like that. Okay, and here our object is beyond center of beyond 2F. Okay, if where image will form, look at this, if our object is beyond 2F, the ray coming parallel to principal axis, okay, the ray coming parallel to principal axis, it will converge or pass from the focus, and ray is falling at this optical center, it will go without deviated and here image will form. Okay student, this is the case number second. So case number second is what student? If our object is beyond, 1 minute student, हाँ सॉरी स्टूडेंट्स, ओके मैंने कॉल लिया था, ओके कहाँ था, अच्छा फिर से डिस्कस कर, ठीक है, अरे यार बियॉन्ड कैसे लिखा हुआ है, सॉरी, BEYD, बियॉन्ड 2F. ओके, सो हम लोग कहाँ, अगेन आई एम स्टार्टिंग, इफ आवर ऑब्जेक्ट इज बियॉन्ड 2F, सॉरी फॉर स्टूडेंट्स डिस्टर्बेंस, मोबाइल में कॉल आ रहा था, आई एम रिकॉर्डिंग विद माई मोबाइल फोन. ओके, so here F 2F, so if our object is beyond 2F, this one, okay, if our object is situated beyond 2F, where image will form, look at this, ray coming parallel to principal axis, it will pass from the focus, and ray is falling here at the optical center, it will go without deviated, and where image is forming, where it will cut each other, these rays are cutting at this point, so here image is forming. Okay student, so if here image is forming, now what's the property of that image, look at this, if I am assuming this is the height of object and this one is the height of image, okay, so here in this case if you will draw this ray diagram using compass, what you will get, height of object is greater than height of image. Look at this, here we are put a object in this direction, but here we are getting in downward direction, it means it's a inverted. So how you can write this, you can write this one like this, if our object is situated beyond 2F, after refracting through convex lens, the image form is inverted real. Why it is called real here students, because actually these rays are cutting each other at this point, so it's a real inverted, small in size. Look at this, here we are placing a bigger object and getting a smaller image, so small in size between F and 2F, so here this image is forming between F and 2F. Everyone note down this. Now I am going to discuss case number third. How to draw these ray diagrams using compass, we'll also discuss. Now case number third is what students, object is at distance twice of focal length. Look at this, so this one is our convex lens, okay, look at this student, convex lens, here ray coming parallel to principal axis. Oh, first I am writing here F and 2F, F and 2F. Look at this student, so if I am placing an object here, what will happen, ray coming parallel to principal axis, after refracting through the convex lens, it will pass from the focus. Similarly, ray is falling at this point, this optical center, it will go without deviated, and look at this, where it's meeting each other. if you will draw the actual ray diagram, I'll just tilt it now, this one. Ray diagram, you will find here it will cut each other. Okay student, so this one is the height of object and this one is the height of image. In this case, height of object you will get is equal to height of image. Okay students, we'll discuss the sign convention later. Now what you can say, if our object is placed at 2f, okay, and twice of focal length, the image will form is at 2f, real, inverted, same in size. Height of object is actually equal to here height of image. Sorry student, it's a height of image. Okay, now I am going to discuss the another case. The case number 4. Case number 4 is what? Object is at distance more than focal length and less than twice of 2f. It means if our object is situated between f and 2f. So here student, this one is the convex lens, this is the f, and here this one is the 2f, this one is the f, and this one is the 2f. If our object is situated between f and 2f, what will happen? Ray coming parallel to principal axis, it will pass from the focus and ray is falling. I am using a simple 2 rules for drawing the diagram. Look at this, it will meet here at this point, so image will form where? So here image will form. This is your object, this one is the image. Look at this ray diagram students, this arrow is denoting the direction of ray, propagation of ray. Okay student, here our object is placed between f and 2f. After refracting through this convex lens, these rays are cutting each other at this point. It means at this point image is forming. Look at this students, if this one is the height of object and this one is the height of image, what you can say? The height of image is greater than height of object, is it or not? So now what you can comment? After refracting through this convex lens, the image is real because actually these rays are cutting each other. Inverted, look at this, here object is in upward direction, image is forming in downward direction. So it's inverted, bigger in size or beyond 2f, where this image is forming beyond 2f. Okay student, now I am going to discuss the another case. Okay, if our object is placed at focus, what will happen? Look at this student, this one is the convex lens, and if our object is placed at the focus, what we can say? Here we having a f. So if our object is placed at this focus, ray coming parallel to principal axis, it will pass from the focus, okay, and ray is falling at this point. Ray is falling at this point, it will go without deviated. Now look at this students, this is the parallel ray, these two rays are parallel to each other, and we know that from our basic mathematics, parallel ray will not cut each other. So here in physics, we are assuming the image will form at beyond, sorry, not beyond, beyond 2f, no, at infinity, very far from this lens, because these two rays is parallel to each other, is it or not? So it will not meet. We know this fact from our basic geometry. So here ray is coming, now after refracting through this lens, it's parallel to each other, okay. So in this case, image will form at infinity or very far from this lens. Look at this one is the height of object, the image will be very big in size, okay, and it's a real or at infinity. So what you can say, if your object is placed at f or focus, the image form is real, inverted, very big in size, okay, at infinity. Okay students, now I am going to consider the case number 6. Case number 6 is what student? Object between focus and optical center. So again I am drawing this one is the optical center. Okay, here it's a F, this one is the 2F, we don't need right now. Here this one is the F and this one is the 2F. Okay, so we don't require this. Okay, so theta ban gaya na. Okay, straight line, we don't need these things. Okay, so now here our object is between focus and optical center, so I am placing here. Okay, this one is our object where image will form. Look at this, ray coming parallel to principal axis, same law I am applying everywhere, same rule I am applying everywhere. So look at this, it will pass from focus. Now ray is falling at this optical center, it will go without deviated. Now student, look at this, so diverging, it will never cut each other. But if you are observing from this side, if you are observing from this side, what you will observe? The observer will observe ray is coming from behind the lens. Is it or not? So I am assuming here image will form. Is it clear, students? So in this case, how you can comment? If our object is situated between focus and optical center, the image form is virtual. Look at this, this ray is actually not meeting at this point, it's looking like it's coming from this point. So how you can comment? Image is virtual. Look at this, it's not a inverted, is it or not? But it's a erect. Okay, so here image is virtual, erect and same side of object. Look at this, same side of this object place of this lens. Okay, generally in other case it's forming other side of lens, but here it's in same side. Okay student, now you understand. Now I am going to discuss here the image formation through concave lens. How concave, we already discussed how convex is forming image. Now we will discuss how concave lens is forming image. Look at this, this one is our concave lens, is it or not, student? Now if this one is the concave lens, try to understand, and so this one is the concave lens. If object is at infinity, it means from infinity ray will come how? Parallel to principal axis, and we know that if ray is coming parallel to principal axis, in the case of concave it will diverge. But if you are observing from this side, the observer will observe it's coming from the focus. It means a virtual image will form. Actually it's not meeting at this point, but it's looking like this ray is coming from this point. If you are observing from this side, then what you can say, here this focus is the point where image will form, is it or not? But here virtual, very small, diminished, you can say virtual diminished image will form at focus point. Okay student, now second case, if our object is in front of concave lens at finite distance, it means at measurable distance. First case we taken, on that case our object was at infinity, but here our object is at finite distance. I am assuming here we having a object. Okay, now ray coming parallel to principal axis, it will diverge, but it's looking like it's coming from focus, and we know that ray is falling at this optical center will go without deviated, is it or not? So if someone is observing from this side, then what that observer will observe? Image is forming at this point. Actually these lights are not cutting each other, but it's looking like it's cutting at this point. So what you can say, here this one is the object, here this one is the image. So a small size virtual image is forming, is it or not, here between focus and optical center. This is clear, students? Okay, so now you can comment on that. So very easy. Video is getting lengthy, students. Now I am trying to bind up this. Okay, now I am going to discuss here the lens formula. Okay, by the way, this relation is known as Lens-Maker formula. Okay, why this is called the Lens-Maker formula? Because it's relating this is just a lens formula in 10th class given in NCERT book. We are not telling this a Lens-Maker formula, because in Lens-Maker formula you will get a relation between the focal length, refractive index and radius of curvature of surfaces. This is beyond your syllabus, so I am not going to discuss that formula, but here in 10th class we will use this concept. Here we are getting a relation between focal length, comma, distance between optical center and image, and distance between optical center and object. Okay, so it's a equation relating the object distance, image distance and the focal length of the lens. This is called the lens formula. Okay, student, in 12th class you will study the derivation of this lens formula. This is not in our 10th class. Okay, because this is coming, the derivation is coming from refraction through a spherical surface. That's not the part of our syllabus. That's why I'm not discussing here the proof of this. Okay, you can't understand without that concept. Now, what the assumption here you have to consider if you want to apply this formula? First few assumption, 4 assumption you have to consider. That one is this 4 is the lens is thin. Okay, why I am telling you the lens is thin? Because if you are observing the distance between optical center or image or object or focus point or from the surface, both you can take very much similar or equal. Okay, that's why we have to assume the lens is very thin. The lens has a small aperture, the object lies close to principal axis. Okay, and the incident ray make a small angle. We'll use this concept also. Okay, so lens formula is this one, students, very important, and CBSE is asking every year 3 to 4 marks question based on this formula and magnification formula. Okay, we already discussed in the reflection the mirror formula and magnification. Here I am discussing the lens formula and magnification formula of lens. So linear magnification for lens I am going to discuss. Okay, so here I am considering a convex lens case. Okay, using this ray diagram we will discuss this magnification formula. Look at this. Here we having a f, this one is the 2f. Here we having a f and 2f, and if our object is placed here, if our object is placed between f and 2f, ray coming parallel to principal axis will pass from the focus. Is it or not, student? Ray coming parallel to principal axis will pass from focus, and ray is falling at this optical center. It will go without deviated. Is it or not? Look at this, where it will meet here. So where image will form? At this point. Okay, students. Now here we will apply the sign convention. The sign convention is very much similar whatever we discussed in reflection. So here sign convention is what? Look at this. You have to just follow the standard coordinate system. This one is the plus x, this one is the minus x, this one is the plus y, this one is the minus y. If ray is coming in this direction, so this will be positive and this will be negative. So if ray is coming from negative x-axis towards the positive x-axis, then you have to just apply this standard coordinate system. Okay, it means whatever here in this direction or right side of this optical center you have to consider that one is the positive. Whatever the left side of this optical center is a negative, whatever above the principal axis, the distance you have to consider positive, and below the principal axis you have to consider negative. Okay student, now try to understand. I am giving the name also. This distance, this is the object, here image is forming, this one is the focus point. The distance between the optical center and focus is here positive f. Okay, now the distance between the object, image and optical center is v, and here we can write it's a plus v. Distance between object and optical center, I am writing it's a OC. So here this one is the u and it's a negative. Height of object, it's above the principal axis, so we are considering it's a positive. The height of image here below the principal axis, so here I am considering it's a negative, minus hi. Okay student, now here look at this. This is the opposite angle, so this is the theta, then it will be theta. From our 9th class geometry knowledge we can write, if this angle is theta, then we can write this one is also theta. Now student, tell me here the tan theta. Tan theta in this triangle is what? Height of this one object divided by this, so what we can write? Height of object divided by minus of u. Similarly, if you are writing tan theta in this bigger triangle, what we can write? Tan theta equal to minus hi divided by plus v, and theta is similar. So if you will equate this, what you will get? H naught by minus u equal to minus hi divided by v. This minus will cancel out, and from here you will get hi by h naught equal to v by u. If you will take this one this side, this one this side, so you will get this m. This is the magnification formula. I already explained what is magnification formula. Look at this. If I am assuming here this one is the 4 centimeter, the height of image is coming 4 centimeter and height of object is given 2 centimeter. How much time this lens is magnified the object? 2 times. And how you are getting 2 times? You are dividing height of image divided by height of object, and that is the magnification formula. So this is the magnification formula student. So we can write the magnification formula is height of image divided by height of object, and it's a v by u. This is the linear magnification formula for lens. Note down student, you already understand the sign convention. Similarly we can follow for the concave lens. This is valid for the convex, concave, mirror, everything. Okay student, but you have to consider this one. The incident ray is coming from left to right, then only you can apply this formula. Otherwise you have to take reverse of that. Okay, generally in 10th class you don't need to do reverse. Till now CBSE is asking directly question based on this concept, so there you have to just apply the whatever above this principal axis, whatever below the principal, in rightward direction, in leftward direction concept. Okay student, now draw it. Okay, now I am going to discuss few questions. Okay, before going to discuss the question power of lens, it's a very important student. Power of lens, we are denoting it with the capital P, and this is actually equal to 1 by f, and here you have to put f is in meter, then you will get power in diopter, and we are denoting it with the capital D. Okay students, it means what? If we having a very thin lens, ऐसा पतला सा एक लेंस है और एक मोटा लेंस है. Now try to understand student. If I am assuming here in diagram the aperture is not looking like same, but if you are assuming the aperture is also same, okay. Now here in which case you can say the focal length is less. In which case? In this case Okay, so here f1 and this one I am considering f2, and here f2 is greater than f1. So now power of lens is 1 by f. So p1 I am writing 1 by f1 and p2 we are writing here 1 by f2. Okay, look at this. If f1 is less, it means power you will get, p1 you will get, that's a more than as compared to p2. Is it or not? Vice versa of this you will get. That's why the lens having more power is looking like ऐसा मोटा है, मोटा मोटा लेंस तुमने देखा होगा आजकल बच्चों का आंख खराब हो जाता है तो वो लोग ऐसा, जिसका ज़्यादा आंख खराब होता है उसका पावर ज़्यादा होता है. विल आल्सो डिस्कस दिस थिंग्स इन ह्यूमन आइज. Okay, we having that chapter, eyes chapter. Okay, next chapter, there I am going to discuss these things, but look at this, just power. Okay, a unit of power is diopter, but here you have to look at this. This is a very important student unit here. Okay, and you have to put here the focus is in meter. The practical unit of this focus is centimeter. In book they will give you in centimeter. So first you have to convert that in meter, then only you will get the correct answer. Okay student, in diopter. Now student, I am going to discuss the few questions based on this lens topic. So what is first question is, an object is placed 30 centimeter from a convex lens. A real image is formed 24 centimeter from the lens. Calculate the focal length. So first thing you have to do in diagram, don't just start with the formula. Why I am telling you students? Because if you are able to draw the correct diagram, it means surely you will get the answer. Okay, and the diagram will give you the idea what the answer you will get. So look at this, object is placed 26 centimeter from a convex lens. So here I am assuming our object is at this point and this distance is u, and here it's given minus, sorry 36 not 26, 36 centimeter. Why I am considering here 36? Because here real image forming and we know that the real case is this one. Okay, now ray is coming parallel to principal axis, it will pass from the focus, and here image is forming. This one is the image, this one is the object, and distance between the image. Okay students, diagram is not looking correct because I taken a focus is little bit far. Again I am drawing student diagram. Actually using compass if you will draw, then you will get the correct diagram. Okay, look at this. This one is the lens. Here I am assuming this one is the object position, and this object position is given 36 centimeter u, and it's a negative y because this is in the leftward direction of this lens. This one is the object, ray coming parallel to principal axis. I am not very good with drawing student, so adjust. This one is the focus point. Okay, so ray coming parallel to principal axis, it will pass from focus, and ray is falling at this optical center, will go without deviated. So here image is forming, and this distance is given student v equal to plus 24 centimeter because real image is formed, and this is the only case where real image will form. Okay, now student, what you have to calculate the focal length of lens. So now one thing you got from here, focal length is this one. This is the focal length f, and it's a positive student. So if you will get the focal length that is less than 24 centimeter. Now apply the formula, 1 by v minus 1 by u equal to 1 by f. This is the lens formula student. Okay, so now here 1 by v Actually we have to consider calculate 1 by f. So 1 by f equal to, I am writing 1 by v. V is what? 24 minus 1 by u is minus 36. This minus cancel out, so you can write it's a plus. LCM, look at this students, from here sorry, so from here you can easily calculate the take the LCM of this two. The LCM is 72, this one is 3 times, this one is 2 times. Is it or not, students? So here what you are getting? 5 by 72. So f equal to what you are getting? 72 divided by 5. Now look at this student, this is less than 24. If you will divide it, what you will get? 1. Now it's a 12. 2 point, how much, student? 204. So you are getting less than that. Is it or not? Okay. So where image is forming and where your object is placed, and if you will try to draw a rough diagram, then what you will get? Idea of the answer. Okay student, is it clear? It's a simple question. Now I am going to discuss the next question. In every question, first try to draw the ray diagram. Second question is what? A 2 centimeter long pin is placed perpendicular to the principal axis of a lens of focal length 15 centimeter at distance of 25 centimeter from the lens. Find the position of image and its size. Try to understand. Okay, student, here look at this. A 2 centimeter pin is placed, okay, how much? At a distance of 25 centimeter. So I am assuming this is the 25 centimeter distance from this optical center. So u equal to minus 25, you can write like this. This is the height of object and it's given plus 2 centimeter. I am assuming here our object in this direction. Okay. Now focal length is also given here, student. Focal length is 25 centimeter. So f is given here 25 centimeter. Now ray is coming parallel to principal axis. It will pass from the focus. This is the case, student. This one is the f and this one is the 2f. So our object is between f and 2f. Okay. Why? Because 2f is 30. It's a 25. It means our object is placed between 15 to 30. It's f between f to 2f, between f and 2f. Our object is placed. Okay, student. Now look at this. How it will form an image. Ray coming parallel to, ray is passing from the optical center. It will cut each other where? Beyond 2f. Is it or not? So this one is the 2f point, this one is the f point. So it means the value of v you will get, that's the beyond 2f. Okay, and this is the v. We have to calculate. We'll use the formula 1 by v minus 1 by u equal to 1 by f. So we have to calculate the v. So we can write v equal to 1 by f plus 1 by u. 1 by f, 1 by 15 plus 1 by u is negative. So minus 25. LCM is what, student? Now tell me the LCM here. If you will take the LCM of 15 and 25, what you will get? Calculate it. You all know how to take the LCM. 15, 25, 5 times 3, and this one is the 5. So what you are getting? 15, 5. Is it or not? Okay, student. So what you are getting here? 15, 5. What's 75? Okay. Now this one is how much time? 5 times minus 2 times. So 2 divided by 75. So V equal to what you are getting? V equal to you are getting 75 divided by 2. This one is cancel out. It's a 37.5. Is it okay now? 27 point, not 37. 37. Yes, it's correct. Centimeter. So look at this. It's beyond 2f. Is it or not? So here we are getting the answer. It's beyond 2f. Note down, student. Okay, one more thing. The size of image, its size. So how you will calculate? We know that m equal to hi divided by hi divided by h naught v by u. Hi equal to what you will get, student? V by u into h naught. So student, here you can write this one is 37.5 divided by u is how much? 25 into h naught is 2. This one is with a negative sign, student. So now what you can write? 37, what we can write? 75 divided by 2 into 25 into 2. This 2 cancel out, this one is cancel out 3. So what you are getting? Minus 3 centimeter. Why I am getting the height of image is minus 3? Look at this. This is negative. That's why we are getting height of image is here minus 3 centimeter. Is it or not, student? Okay. So very simple, student. This type of question you will get in exam. Okay. And they will ask this question for 3 or 5 marks. If you are able to draw the ray diagram, then these questions are very easy, student. Okay, students. So now this is your homework question.